Welcome. Today, we're diving into something really fascinating, a totally unexpected twist in the relationship between us, human creators, and artificial intelligence. It's a story that might just flip everything we thought we knew about what it takes to succeed online. So let's just get right to the heart of it with a question that anyone who's ever made anything for the internet has probably wrestled with. Are you creating for other people, or are you creating for the algorithm? It's a real tug of war, and you feel it every single day. And that conflict, it puts so many of us on what you could call a content creation treadmill. You're constantly running, chasing trends, trying to optimize everything. But does it feel like you're actually getting anywhere meaningful? This is the dilemma in a nutshell, right? Do you play the game, chase the algorithm, optimize every last keyword, do whatever it takes to get those views and likes? Or do you listen to that other thing, that inner voice, that passion that got you started in the first place? And you can really see the two paths laid out here. On one side, it's all about the algorithm. It's SEO, it's this new thing called LMMO, large language model optimization. It's chasing trends, all for those short-term metrics. But that other path, the creator-focused one, that's about your own personal drive, your unique voice, and building something with real lasting value. For so long, it felt like the first path was the only one that worked. But what if the game is finally changing? Because this is where things start to get really interesting. It's like there's a glitch in the matrix, something happening that's turning all our old assumptions completely on their head. And that glitch leads to this wild question. What if the stuff that's starting to do the best is the content that isn't optimized? You know, the stuff that actually breaks all the rules we thought we were supposed to be following? Yeah, there's this really strange new signal starting to cut through all of the noise. It looks like the AI models, the very algorithms we've been trying so hard to please, are beginning to find and even reward something much, much deeper than just keywords. So, what is this deeper thing that it's picking up on? Well, that brings us to what might be the new MVP in this whole game: authenticity. Let's be really clear what we mean by that. Authenticity, or shousinsei as it's put here, is about being truly genuine. It's creating something from your core, from who you actually are, not just performing for an audience or, an algorithm. And the engine that drives that authenticity, it's this: intrinsic motivation. This is your why. It's that urge to do something just because you love it, because the process itself is the reward, not the stats and the numbers that might show up later. And here's the kicker. Putting these two things together, authenticity and intrinsic motivation, it's not just some feel-good, abstract idea. The argument here is that it's actually becoming a real strategy. It's how you make stuff that's truly one of a kind, that no one can copy, and that connects with people on a much deeper level. Which brings us to the most surprising twist in this whole story. This idea that AI is somehow developing, well, a new and more sophisticated taste in what it values. So that begs the million-dollar question, right? If the AI isn't just counting keywords or tracking trends, what on earth is it actually detecting in this authentic content? What are the signals it's picking up? Well, the theory is pretty incredible. It seems AI might be learning to spot patterns that look a lot like human markers of quality. Things like a consistent way of thinking, a unique way of building an argument, real depth to the ideas, a distinct voice that you can recognize, and maybe the most important one, a lack of trickery or manipulation. In other words, sincerity. The author of our source material finds this idea so advanced that they actually call it shudder-inducing. That's the word senritsu in the original Japanese, and you can see why. The thought that an AI could perceive something as subtle and human as sincerity, that's both amazing and, let's be honest, a little bit unnerving. So, this is the big aha moment, the main takeaway. In a world that's about to be flooded with AI-generated, generic, optimized content, the single best strategy to stand out might just be to be yourself. Authenticity isn't just a nice ideal anymore. It's becoming a real, practical advantage. But this goes even deeper than just changing our creative strategy. It points to a much bigger picture, a kind of coevolution that's happening right now in real time between us and our AI tools. Just look at this feedback loop. It starts with a person, with you, asking a deep, genuine question. The AI then comes back with an insight that you didn't expect. That insight, in turn, helps you think better. It refines your own ideas, which then leads you to ask an even deeper, more interesting question. And the cycle just keeps going, lifting both sides up. See, it's not a one-way street at all. This is a dynamic, living relationship. Our genuine, deep questions are pushing AI to get smarter. And in return, its surprising answers are pushing us to think more deeply. We are literally changing each other. And all of this leads to what the source material calls the victory of authenticity. Because when the world is full of content that's easy and cheap to make, the rarest and therefore the most valuable thing is going to be real human sincerity and a point of view that's truly your own. So let's just leave it with this final big question to chew on. If the very machines we're building are actually learning to recognize and reward sincerity, what does that demand from us as creators, as thinkers, as people? Thanks for tuning in.